You're listening to KPG 66.5, Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs.
Welcome all my dinosaur fans and all of our prehistoric enthusiasts. I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and we are live from right here in the Dino Bus Studios. And thank you all so much for listening to KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs. We're doing Dinosaur Talk Radio, and today we have got a great topic for everybody today, and that is Theropods Unleashed. We are going to unleash all the theropods out of their paddock, and we are going to run for our lives. And the last one standing will get all the money in the world. It's like prehistoric Squid Games or something like that. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, again, I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and I'm ready to kick off episode 16 of KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio. And today is Friday, March 6th. I hope everybody has had an amazing week this week. So this week, you guys, I had 4 daycare shows over at Happy Face Preschool, one of my most favorite daycares here in all of Omaha. So I've been there every year that I took my small business full-time. Stomp Chomp Roar went full-time. They've brought me every single March or April. Every spring, I've gone and educated all their kiddos about prehistoric life. And they mean so much to me and the business, you guys. They're kind of like family. I always know that I'm going to go out there in the spring and see all those smiling faces and all those dynamite roars. But you guys, also this week, I made live, so yesterday, Thursday, March 5th at 10 a.m., my Stomp Chomp Roar 4th annual summer camp went live. That's right. You can now sign up for our summer camp this year, you guys. This year's theme is the Bone Wars. That's right. Those famous Bone Wars between O.C. Marsh and Edward Cope, you guys. We're talking all about paleontology on the American frontier. So if you are here in the Omaha metro area, go ahead, sign up for our summer camp, you guys. It is, I believe, June 10th and July 8th. It's 2 Wednesdays, so you pick one or the other, and then we have a rain day scheduled for the very next day, just in case there's any kind of bad weather, because we are outside. But you guys, how's everybody else's week going? I hope they have all been tremendous and dynamite and T-Rex-rific and everything super cool about dinosaurs. I hope you learned about a new dinosaur or watched some dinosaur shows, some dinosaur movies, maybe read a book about dinosaurs, all kinds of dinosaur stuff. But anyways, today's episode is Theropods Unleashed. And right here next to me, you guys, I've got Rexy. So today I had to put on the Jurassic Park shirt. I grabbed Rexy. This was my very first T-Rex that I bought with the Stomp Chomp Roar company. So I needed a T-Rex to take out to all my shows, my birthday parties very early on, back in 2019, and I got this little T-Rex right here, and he's been probably almost to every single show that I've gone and done. Rexy right here has been there, right there with me. So I brought it today's episode as we open up those paddock doors and talk about all kinds of theropods. All right. Well, you guys, today's show is sponsored by Troodon Tutoring and STEM Academy and Allosaurus Barbecue and Rib House. That's right. Troodon has a tutoring company. They do all kinds of STEM programs. They're getting kids ready for those ACTs, just like my oldest daughter that is going to rock out her next ACT score and get a great scholarship to Lincoln. That's my hope, you guys. She's going to do great nonetheless. No matter what score she gets, I will still love her. That's right, I'll still love her, okay? And she can still go to Lincoln if she wants to. But then the Allosaurus, you guys, barbecue and rib house. That's right, the Allosaurus would definitely have been eating all kinds of barbecue ribs way back a long time ago. But that's it for our intro, you guys. Let's join in or jump on in to segment one, number one, as we go diving down in to the pizza delivery from Steggy's Pizza. That's right, one fact, everybody knows the rules, you guys. We'll grab a pizza box. There's only 3 slices in there. I had time last night, or was it this morning? I can't even remember now. I made a few slices I put in here, you guys. Shout out to my wife printing out me some more slices, but hopefully next week I'll have a full pizza box full of slices. So right now, there's 3 in there. We'll grab one fact out. Everybody knows the rules. All right, it's got to be random. It's got to be random. One fact. You'll never know what kind of slice you'll get. That's right, one fact. All right, here we go. And this one, you guys, it's not even about a theropod. There is one theropod one in there. That would have been perfect. But how we're going to play this is the sauropods are coming out for revenge, and that's who our fact is about today, okay? So, fun fact, you guys, one fact, everybody knows the rules. Brachiosaurus had longer front legs than their back legs, giving it a giraffe-like stance. That's right, Brachiosaurus's front limbs, their front legs, bigger than their back legs, giving it that giraffe-like stance and giving it the name, the armed lizard. Its name is the armed lizard. Now, when you think about it, and you look at dinosaurs all across the land, most dinosaurs' back legs are longer than their front legs, but not Brachiosaurus. Nuh-uh! Brachiosaurus's front legs are bigger than its back legs, giving it the name the armed lizard and giving it somewhat of that giraffe-like stance. One of my favorite dinosaurs too, and that is our Brachiosaurus. All right, let's go ahead and move on, you guys, to segment number 2, our episode lesson for today, and it's all about Theropods Unleashed. We are going to unleash the theropods from their paddock today as we get them to stomp all across the land and look for all kinds of meat. Now, you guys, what is a theropod? We've talked about them here on our show before. We've gone into dinosaur families. We've gone into the T-Rex. We've talked about Spinosaurus. So we have definitely talked about theropods before, but let's dive in a little bit more than just, we know they walked on 2 legs. They were bipedal. They were 2-legged animals or dinosaurs. And then they're meat eaters, they're carnivores. They're looking for prey to eat. So T-Rex is looking for some other dinosaurs to munch on, whether they be scavengers or hunters. I think hunters. But you guys, theropods eating meat, and they walk on 2 legs. Now, the name theropod means beast-footed. They're the beast-footed dinosaurs. They've got 3 main toes, and most actually had a 4th toe. It's kind of like when you see your dog at home has that little dew claw up there. That's kind of like how we can describe the dinosaurs. So if I grab my T-Rex toy again right here, little Rexy, 3-toed feet, they're beast-footed, and then look, they've got that claw that they put right there, that 4th claw that's sticking up higher off the ground. It's not in front with those other 3 toes. Now, what's the main use for that, you know? What are they doing with that claw? Was it secretly going away? Could it maybe help them at one point in their lifetime? I just have no idea. I haven't really researched that 4th claw too much on our theropods. And shame on me. But you guys, theropods are Saurischian dinosaurs, so they are lizard-hipped. But you guys, they are the ancestors of birds. So remember, we have those Saurischians and those Ornithischians when we talk about dinosaurs. Saurischians are the theropods and the sauropods, so meat eaters and long necks. Now, these 2 types of dinosaurs, as we've learned in the past when we talked about dinosaur families, they are lizard-hipped. Their pubic bone points downward and to the front. But you guys, they are the ancestors of birds. So birds, modern-day birds, come from a branch of the theropod family that we will talk about today, okay? Now, dinosaurs, they also had light, hollow weight bones, specifically our theropods, letting them get to those massive sizes and being able to hunt for all kinds of food. If they were weighed down by their bones, how do you think that they would get around? It would be a lot harder for a big, giant T-Rex to get around and hunt for all kinds of food when he was heavy as a 100-ton Brachiosaurus or something like that. So you guys, theropods can range from tiny little chickens all the way up to massive-sized apex predators, just like our Tyrannosaurus Rex, our Spinosaurus, our Carcharodontosaurus, our Giganotosaurus, all those massive theropods, bigger than a school bus, bigger than the dino bus that I'm sitting in right now. And they can go all the way down to chickens and even smaller than a chicken, okay? Now, all theropods eat meat, asterisk, we'll talk about it later. Most theropods all eat meat, you guys. Most have sharp serrated teeth, so when you look closely at their teeth, it kind of looks like maybe a little knife with a bunch of little tiny teeth, and it makes it kind of rough on the edge. It's serrated, so it's not like a steak knife you have in your kitchen where you can see all the defined little teeth on the knife, but they are still serrated. So most have sharp serrated teeth. Some had cone-shaped teeth like Spinosaurus, my favorite, or even toothless beaks like a Gallimimus. Now they had good eyesight, good hearing, you guys. That's helping them be able to hunt. Some of them even hunting at night, being nocturnal theropods. Now, some other characteristics. Theropods had strong limbs. They've got to have strong legs for hunting, right? They've got those long, slender tails behind them, helping them keep balance as they're hunting for all kinds of prey. Now, you guys, some had feathers, and some had reptile skin. So we do see evidence of feathers, just like up there in my display case, we got an Archaeopteryx, you guys. You can see the feather impressions in the stone, in the sedimentary rock. So we know some dinosaurs, some theropods, rocked the feathers, but we also know that some of them just had reptilian-like skin, okay? So we have a little bit of both with our theropods, feathers or reptile-like skin. Now, others had sickle-like claws. We had some that had huge back sails, or even some that had crests or horns on their head. So we have all kinds of different characteristics for our giant theropod family, you guys. They're just so amazing. So remember, they are beast-footed, they are meat eaters, they walk on two legs, they can range from chickens all the way up to bigger than a school bus, hollow lightweight bones, they're lizard-hipped, but they're the ancestors of birds. Most of them had sharp teeth, some of them toothless beaks, you guys. Feathers, some had reptile skin, they've got strong limbs, those long slender tails for balance, and some of them had weird characteristics, like I said, sickle-like claws. Think about like a velociraptor, or maybe like a scythe, like our Therizinosaurus. Think of the back sails of the Spinosaurids, or even some of the horns like Ceratosaurus or Carnotaurus, all kinds of unique theropods. But let's take a minute real fast to dive into the dinosaur families, okay? Or specifically our theropod families. So I made this little guy down here. I'll scroll down, and I'll try and not as bore you guys as much, but this was very interesting. Being a paleontology educator, there's certain topics, I haven't dove in as much over the last 5 or 6 years. And this one, we know about theropods, but how can we classify them, okay? So I read some new words that I hadn't read before, really, some new dinosaur groups and families that I'll be able to place some of these in, okay? So the theropod family. Saurischian dinosaurs can be broken up into theropods and sauropods, or sauropodomorphs early on, and we already knew that. Now, during the late Triassic period and early Jurassic period, we had basal theropods. So basal, think of it as like the base of the theropods. So these basal theropods, you guys, one of the earliest theropods was known as the this one's already going to trip me up right here. The Ediodromeus. Eodromeus. There we go. Eodromeus, or Eodromeus, you guys, is one of the earliest theropods known, and it is a basal theropod. Now, a lot of times I talk about Herrerasaurus. Where do those Herrerasaurids fall in? Now, these are also known as very early Saurischian dinosaurs, but sometimes considered to be right outside the main theropod tree or family. So Herrerasaurus looks very theropod-like, but it's kind of controversial, I've read, whether it's a true theropod or if it is just still a Saurischian, so it's still part of the sauropod family, the web that happened at the beginning, but they might just be sitting right outside the theropod family. So we have those. Eodromeus is a basal theropod, you guys, and then our Herrerasaurus is right there as well at the very beginning, maybe possibly right outside the theropod family tree. Now, we also had basal theropods known as neotheropods. Now, these included families, you guys, like Dilophosaurids and our Coelophysids, okay? So Coelophysis, Dilophosaurus, they fall into those families. So Coelophysids is like the family, the main one, Coelophysis, but then it has other family members. Same with Dilophosaurus, is in the Dilophosaurid family, and it has other family members below it as well, okay? So those are other basal theropods that are known as neotheropods. Now, as we move past those basal theropods, we can then primarily divide theropods into two major groups, okay? So think of we laid the foundation with those basal theropods. The Eodromeus, and then, like those Dilophosaurids, our Coelophysids, you guys, those are our base, our foundation of our paddock for our meat-eating dinosaurs. We're going to build on that now. So remember, we've got two major groups coming off of that base, okay? So we've got, where are they at here? We've got these two major groups are our Ceratosauria kind of sounds like Ceratosaurus. I bet it's in that family, right? So we've got the Ceratosauria and the Tetaneurae. The Tetaneurae. Say it again. Tetaneurae. 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 They're going to be the team that we're going to follow most today. So you guys are Ceratosauria, often horned-formed theropods. So they're known as the horned lizards. Now, not all of them had horns, but many had prominent snout horns or eye crests. This group includes family members, you guys, they include the Ceratosaurids or Abelisaurids, and those can include like Carnotaurus or Majungasaurus or Rugops, okay? So this family, like I said, our Ceratosauria, includes families of Ceratosaurids, which includes Ceratosaurus, and it also includes the family Abelisaurids, and that family includes like Carnotaurus, Majungasaurus, and Rugops, okay? Now let's keep going. So those are the Ceratosauria. Now let's break off into that Tetaneurae. The Tetaneurae. That's just such a funky word. The Tetaneurae. They're known as the stiff tail. The Tetaneurae are the stiff tail, okay? Now you guys, this group includes families of Megalosauridae, so our megalosaurids, like our Megalosaurus, our dinosaur number uno, and other distant family branches known kind of like the Spinosaurids. So here, let me do that again, okay? Our Tetaneurae, this group includes families of Megalosauridae, or those megalosaurids, like Megalosaurus, and other distant family branches. So Spinosaurus isn't a Megalosauridae, but Spinosaurus still falls in. They have, like, if you look like a family tree, Spinosaurids branch off kind of around this Megalosauridae, or our megalosaurids, okay? So another distant family branch are known as those Spinosaurids, and those are my favorite. Now, the Tetanurai can also be broken up again. You guys, we just keep breaking up this family tree. I don't even know where we began. Those basal theropods went into neotheropods, and then we got those two big major groups of those Ceratosauria, and then our Tetanurai, and now we're breaking up the Tetanurai, okay? So Tetanurai, you guys, can be broken up into IV theropods. IV theropods. Now, IV theropods are broken up again. That's right. They're going to be broken up into two groups. Our Carnosauria and our Coelurosauria. Carnosauria and Coelurosauria, okay? Carnosauria, Coelurosauria. I hope you're still with me, okay? We're almost to the main big theropods, okay? So Carnosauria include Allosaurids and Carcharodontosaurids. So Allosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus. Now our Coelurosauria are advanced theropods and can be broken down even further. That's right, we're going to break this group down even further. So our Coelurosauria, you guys, we get some very important dinosaur theropod families. We get the Tyrannosaurids. So T-Rex and all of their family, you guys. T-Rex, Tarbosaurus, Albertosaurus, Gorgosaurus. Okay, that's one family under the, let's go back up here. That's one family under the Coelurosauria, okay? Then we also have the Ornithomimids. So those are the ostrich mimics, which we get Gallimimus, Ornithomimus, Struthiomimus. Those are the Ornithomimids, ostrich mimics. Then we also get our Compsognathids, you guys. These are small meat eaters like Compsognathus. I believe I even wrote a few other ones down here. Our Aristriosuchus and our Sheepionix. Probably Sheepionix, one or the other, you guys. So those are our Compsognathids, okay? Then let's see. This family tree is getting way too long, but we're almost done, I promise. Now, our Coelurosauria can also be broken down again, you guys. This family tree is getting so long. All right, so our Coelurosauria can also be broken in to our Maniraptora. And those are the hand snatchers. And I think this is our last branch, okay? So who are the hand snatchers? We've got our Dromaeosaurids, our raptors like Velociraptor, Atrociraptor, Utahraptor, Deinonychus. Then we get our Troodontids. Those are small bird-like Troodon, Melung, Gobi Venator, you guys. Gobi Venator. Then we've got our Oviraptids, our Oviraptorids. And these are toothless, like our Oviraptor. Our Bangi and our Namingaya. Then we've got our Therizinosaurids. So these are omnivore eaters. What? Not all theropods ate meat? We had some that might have even ate plants, like Therizinosaurus, or Erlikosaurus, or Nothronicus. And those are all Therizinosaurids, okay? As I keep tripping over my words a few times. Then let's see, we got two more. Looks like we just got two more family groups, okay, that fall under this Coelurosauria. And that is our Alvarezsaurids. And these are the bug eaters, just like you guys. And those are like our Shuvuia. We get our Alvarezsaurus, and we get the Patagonius. Or our Patagonius. Probably Patagonius. Now, that one, you guys, is a family. Then we also have this last one, okay? And they are the Ivialia. The Ivialia. How elegant, okay? Now, our Ivialia includes no one other then Archaeopteryx right up there, and this is our link to modern birds. Boom! That is all of our dinosaur families of our theropods. It was very long. I hope I kept you with me. I tried to make it not as confusing. So now that we've kind of read through it, let me give us the cliff notes, which is maybe what I should have done from the start, right? So we got those Saurischians. We know Saurischians are, right? I hope you know the Saurischians. Those are either theropods or sauropods. Meat eaters, long necks. Theropods can be basal theropods. They're the base of the theropods. Those are the very early ones that we talked about. Then those basal theropods can become neotheropods, and that's just another kind of basal group at the beginning. Then we get our two major groups, okay? Two major groups are Ceratosauria and our Tetaneurae. Ceratosauria and Tetaneurae. Then you guys, as we move down, we realize that our Tetaneurae broke up into an additional group, and that was our IV theropods, our IV theropods. Now, as we moved into our IV theropods, you guys, those ones broke up again, and those were our Carnosauria, and our Coelurosauria. And then as we moved further down, our Coelurosauria, you guys, broke up again. And where was that? That was down here with our Maniraptora. Was that our last break off? I believe so. So after we did our let me get lost in my webbing right here. So you guys, those IV theropods were our Carnosauria and our Coelurosauria. We got those main families right there of like our Tyrannosaurids, Ornithomimids, Compsognathids. Yep, and then our Coelurosauria were broken up into the Maniraptora, which got us like raptors, and our Troodontids, our Oviraptors, our Therizinosaurids, and then those Alvarezsaurids, and then eventually our Ivalea, and that is our Archaeopteryx right there, you guys. So that is a quick breakdown. I hope you guys all stayed with me of our dinosaur family. So we start with the base. It branches off a little bit into those neos. Then we got those two giant ones, right? And then that Tetaneurae kept breaking up and breaking up and breaking up and breaking up. And then we got our Archaeopteryx, okay? And one fun fact, you guys, I wrote a fun fact down here. A theropod known as the Lemusaurus. Think about it. The Lemusaurus is believed to have lost its teeth as it aged and developed a beak, becoming a full-time herbivore. It may have started life eating more of an omnivorous diet, or it's an omnivorous diet, but before you guys shifting into a full herbivore as an adult, you guys, and it is classified as one of those Ceratosauria. So it's up there in the Ceratosauria family, but that is a meat eater, a theropod that started off, we believe, with teeth. It ate meat or both, meat and plants, as an omnivore, an omnivorous diet, and then it went and folded into full herbivory. It was a full herbivore. It was a full herbivore as an adult, we believe. And that is our Lemusaurus. Okay, it's already 11:29. We took a long time going into all those family trees, but I hope if you listen back to it again, take notes. I always love, when I listen to a podcast, you guys, I love to take notes. So I'm sitting there listening, and I'm taking notes down, and then I'm looking at those notes later to remember all what I listened to. And then I'm kind of putting it into my own words. And that's helping me be able to, just to learn more, all kinds of cool stuff about dinosaurs, okay? But you guys, one more thing before we do our cage match. I got to introduce you guys to Phineas. So you guys, our new baby T-Rex is in his bag right here. And we'll go ahead and grab this out. I've got a new baby dinosaur for the Stomp Chomp Roar Company. His name is Phineas. So I'll show him here to our YouTube watchers. There he is, Phineas, our baby T-Rex. Look at him in all of his glory. He's got those nice yellow eyes, which sometimes almost look green with his green body. Rah! But he's my T-Rex puppet. So Paleo is semi-retired, you guys. He's going to be hitting the retirement. He's going to start playing golf. And Phineas here is going to become our full-time puppeteer, okay? Our full-time dinosaur friend to entertain all the kids. But he can kind of sit here, I guess, with me as we do our cage match a little bit. But yeah, his name is Phineas, named after P.T. Barnum, you guys. He's the greatest showman. The greatest showman, you guys. And, yeah. He's kind of like think about the guy that started the circus way long time ago. Had all the amazing roadside acts and things like that, okay? But I named him Phineas after him, as I am also the greatest showman. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and do our prehistoric cage match, okay? See you later, Phineas. All right, we got to spin the wheel. We are running hot on time, you guys. And today I got to get to Hitchcock Elementary School where I'm subbing this afternoon. I'm subbing in my daughter's class again. So I'll be there in just about a half hour to teach all the kindergarten kids all about those famous dinosaurs. All right, let's grab our spinning wheel. Whoops, not our cage match. We can't ring the bell, ref. Hold on, we need to spin our names. All right, this morning I did a little edit, okay? I made sure everyone was deleted that we have talked about in the past, So some of them, like Minmi, he wasn't in the official match, but we talked about him. I just deleted him, all right? We don't need Minmi in a cage match, all right? All right, let's spin this wheel. It's spinning around we go. Who will we get? Nobody knows. All right. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. A dodo bird flock. Oh, gosh, guys. A dodo bird flock. All right. So it's not going to be one of the actual ones in the match, but it will be in the arena, okay? So let's spin two more names, but dodo bird flock will be in the arena, and maybe it will just add to the excitement of the match. Dun, 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 dun. This one will be okay. Our Glyptodon! A Glyptodon! So this is a big prehistoric armadillo. Our Glyptodon. All right, let's spin one more. We'll remove that friend. Spin, spin, spin. Who will we get against the Glyptodon? The dodo bird flock. And the Helicorprion, a shark, you guys. It has that cool, we'll call it somewhat of a cinnamon roll-like mouth, the Helicorprion. We got really an odd matchup here. Let's just do a four-way showdown. We're going to spin one more time. Here we go. Hopefully I remember them all as I start talking. Oh, gosh. A Dimorphodon. Okay. This is going to be a great episode just to get rid of some of these crazy-looking ones, okay? Some of these odd creatures. But that is what we're going to go with. We are going to go with those ones, you guys. So let's go ahead and get rid of our spinning wheel of doom. And let's see, as I try to discuss who would win in an actual battle between these prehistoric creatures, if I can remember all the ones that we spin. All right, let's enter into the cage match. First up, we've got that pack of dodo birds. So you guys, the dodo bird flock, they're up to 3 feet high, could weigh 50 pounds. Flightless birds, and they could have had a 9-inch large hooked beak. And those were the dodo birds. And already, I forget who we even talked about. All right, the dodo birds. Then we went to the Glyptodon. The Glyptodon, you guys, is a giant armadillo, a large dome shell, 2 tons, 11 feet long, and 5 feet high. And that is our Glyptodon. Then we have our Helicorprion, you guys, who would be swimming down there in the water. So our Helicorprion has a 22-inch diameter spiral jaw. It's got, think of a cinnamon roll for its jaw. 4-inch teeth, you guys. I put 22 foot in diameter, but there's no way. It's 22-inch in diameter, spiral jaw. Think of it, it's got its mouth, and then its lower jaw turns into this whirlwind cinnamon roll with all of its teeth, okay? And that is our Helicorprion, up to 30 feet long, 1,000 pounds. Then our Dimorphodon was our last one. So our Dimorphodon Where is that flying reptile? Our Dimorphodon is an early pterosaur with 2 formed teeth. They've got a long tail behind them. They're 2 feet long, 4-foot wingspan, and can weigh 2 pounds. All right, you guys, here we go. We are in the prehistoric cage match. The dodo bird flock, the Glyptodon, the Helicoprion, and the Dimorphodon. So you guys, what's happening is the dodo bird flock is right there on the coast. They're getting all kinds of food. But a couple of them swam out a little bit and were easily devoured by the Helicoprion as it pulled them down in the water. But a few other ones remember, they're flightless, so they probably would have scurried up the coast, you guys, and got away from that Helicoprion shark. But then all of a sudden, the Dimorphodons come down, you guys, the 2 formed teeth, they come flying down, and they start taking out the rest of those dodo birds, and the dodo birds are eliminated from the battle. Then, you guys, our Dimorphodon goes closer. It wants a drink of water. But oh no, there's the Helicoprion. What's going to happen? They're probably not going to fight each other. Dimorphodon, just watch what happened to the dodo birds. It's going to start flying back away. But there's the Glyptodon. It's got heavy armor, you guys. As the Dimorphodon kind of flies down to get another, maybe it's going to get a nice buffet, a nice feeding, some barbecue ribs. Our Dimorphodon would simply just kind of rear up a little bit and crush down on Dimorphodon. And our Glyptodon would beat that Dimorphodon. So then the Glyptodon comes over to the water for a quick drink. And then the Helicoprion lifts its head up, and there it is. But how would these ones fight? They wouldn't ever fight each other. Maybe they agree to make a truce, a peace treaty, you guys. The Helicoprion will win the waters, and our Glyptodon will win our land. And maybe even one Dimorphodon got away if there was another one there in its flock, and it lives and rules the sky. Only in our cage match. So I don't know what kind of craziness we got ourselves into, but if we had to pick a true winner, gosh, this one would just be crazy. It's wild what we're going to have to do here. I think, you guys, at the end of the day, it's time to pick a winner. I'm on the clock. We have to pick a winner here. Who's it going to be? Glyptodon! We give it to Glyptodon, you guys. It is our giant armadillo of the Ice Age. Now, it doesn't have the offensive items, but it's got the true size, you guys. That Glyptodon, 2 tons up to 11 feet long. Way bigger than the dodo birds. Way bigger than our Dimorphodon. So, if they were both on the ground, our Glyptodon would for sure be able to probably roll on it or stomp on it, so it would get the birds or those flying creatures. I shouldn't call them all birds. They're not true birds as far as our Dimorphodon goes. But getting that Helicoprion out of the water. Maybe I should have had Dimorphodon pull it out of the water. Probably couldn't have done that. Somehow it had to get beached. That's what I should have done. Helicoprion tried to come up onto the shore to get the Dimorphodon. It beached itself. It died, and Glyptodon won. All right, run it back. Glyptodon is our true winner of our prehistoric cage match for today. Awesome. There it is, you guys. That is our cage match. Glyptodon is our champion. All right, let's go ahead and do our closing comments, you guys, before I have to take off in less than 6 minutes. All right, thank you, guys. Thank you, all my dinosaur fans. I hope everyone has been enjoying my new podcast. If anybody has any podcast ideas, please feel free. Reach out, stompchomproar.com. Look me up on Facebook, Instagram, X, all of them, YouTube, here. I'm sure you can probably leave a comment. Give us some podcast, some episode ideas. I don't necessarily like to do specific dinosaurs. I mean, I know we did Spinosaurus, we did T-Rex, but what's something you want to know? Like today we did the whole theropod family, and I truly hope that was kind of a long one, and I truly apologize. So if you're still listening to me now, then you are a true trooper, and you're in for the long haul. But that was a way we dove down into that family, and that got long and treacherous, and that was Theropods Unleashed. But you guys, this weekend, today I'm subbing Fish Fry tonight. I got South on stage tomorrow. That's my daughter's varsity show choir at Millard South. Let me grab Phineas here. Phineas can rock as we rock away. So we got all kinds of things this weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks back on Sunday. Goodbye 5 and 6 p.m. sunsets, and we're going to start rocking 7 p.m. sunsets as we get closer and closer to the summer season, which is tons of fun, but also kind of daunting because I'm up to like 129 events for this summer. So it's just going to be wild. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you guys. Go check out my shorts. I'm starting to pick up my YouTube shorts and my Instagram reels. So you can check those out and see some videos of Phineas right here, Paleo, and all kinds of goofy stuff we do here at the Stomp Chomp Roar headquarters. But you guys, let's go ahead and sign off for today. Say goodbye, Phineas. Can you wave to everybody? Oh, goodbye. Or roar. All right, you guys. Now, always remember, thanks to the dinosaurs for giving us this passion. But this is our world now. Phineas, this is my world now. Get out there, do something good, and never be afraid to show your claws. Roar. Give us a big roar, Phineas. Roar. That was perfect. All right, you guys, Ranger Anthony signing out.